All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and joining us. I know this is a little funky, so I appreciate you guys having your videos on and participating, and we really appreciate it. And hope to give you a similar experience of what it would be like if we were able to meet you all in person. So again, thank you so much for participating. And yeah, please chat either write in any questions in the chat or let me know if you have a question. We're happy to answer it. So my name is Raquel Elzy. I am the clinical director here at Allied Pediatric Therapies Paradise Valley location. And then I have one of our other clinical directors on the line as well. Mariah, did you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yes, my name is Mariah. I'm the clinical director at the Chandler location. So you'll either see Raquel or I, depending on what location you're at.
All right, so to tell you a little bit, so yeah, we are from Allied Pediatric Therapy. Right now we have 2 locations. We are hoping to expand across the valley a little bit more over time, but we do right now have 2 locations, one in Paradise Valley and one in Chandler. A little bit about our company. Our mission statement is that we help children with autism and other childhood disorders learn, speak, and grow in order to improve their quality of life and strengthen their relationship with family and friends. And our 3 values that we be sure are aligned all the way through, whether that's peer-to-peer, so we as teammates, are with our families, with the clients that we serve, and anytime we are participating in the community. But those 3 values are that we're easy to work with, we do what's right, and we strive for excellence. And again, those can be applied across, whether it be our employees, our kids, anybody that we work with. We try and intertwine those values in everything that we do here at Ally, and always go back to them as well. A little bit about the population that we serve. So we do serve those with autism spectrum disorder primarily. Unfortunately, it is kind of due to our funder constraints. Right now, we work with commercial insurances and private pay, so that kind of limits the kinds of clients that we can serve. But we do have relationship built with, whether it be diagnosticians, schools, other communities, just word of mouth. We do get several private pay opportunities, at least monthly, so that we're able to serve, whether it be a child having difficulties in school and just needing some additional supports, and the parents able to private pay, or community home-based whatnot. We serve primarily those 2 to about 17 years old. Again, we are not diagnosis specific, but we are tied with some of the funder requirements. So those are a little bit kind of about the client ages and populations that we serve. So as you all are also dealing with this really wonky situation in life right now, we are as well. We are typically a clinic. We serve most of our clients clinic-based. We do have some hybrid model, but right now we have pushed mostly into home-based. We do have in each of our clinics a few clients that are served still in the clinic, just because home was not an option, and we really felt like it was important to keep them at the clinic. So we do have a few clients in each of our clinics right now, but primarily our population is being served in the home. We will sort of revert back to that over time. We don't think it's going to be just as easy as, jumping back into the clinic. So we may have a little bit of a hybrid model to kind of get our clients back into the clinic. But, that is our eventual goal, is to get most of our clients back into the clinic, again, potentially with a hybrid model for a little bit. Some of the experiences that you'll receive here will be with multiple BCBAs. So we have a handful of BCBAs that work in each of our clinics, and you would be exposed to those based on the clients that you work with. So you may work under multiple BCBAs on a variety of different cases. You're able to get the supervision from each of those BCBAs, but we do assign you one BCBA who is responsible to provide you indirect opportunities and to provide the feedback. There is definitely going to be an experience in variety of supervision styles, which is really nice as well, to learn from multiple different BCBAs. And then the last thing that I'll touch on is a little bit about assessments, kind of some of the assessments that you would be exposed to if you were selected or decided that you felt like our site was the best fit. And the most common assessments that you use right now are the Vineland. We do on every single client every 6 months. use as a bit of a tracker to see that progress over time. We also utilize Peak, VB-MAP, ABLS, AFLS, and we are not shy to utilizing other curriculums as well, that are founded in research. So we're able to support our clients if those don't necessarily fit kind of what the clients need at that time. So that's a little bit from me. I'll turn it over to Mariah so she can kind of give you a little bit more information kind of about what we do and makes us unique.
Awesome, thanks, Raquel. One of the things that does make us different is that we have kind of a collaborative integrated model. We have speech therapists, one at each site, and then we have SLPAs as well. We really collaborate from the intake process on for speech and feeding. So there'll be opportunities to observe speech sessions, feeding assessments that we do. You can even see how the BCBAs really meet with the speech therapist every week to kind of update goals and move forward with programs based on the collaborative approach between the two of them. We primarily also do pivotal response treatment and naturalistic developmental behavioral interventions. So most of our clients, all of their programming is around those two models, and we would teach RBTs to meet fidelity and PRT as well. So that would be something that you would get experience in. We also have some kids that have problem behavior, and so we do FAs and FBAs in the clinic. And you can see the process from interviews with parents all the way to being able to observe those actual assessments and then being able to have opportunities to practice the write-ups along with that. And then a few of our BCBAs do have some experience in ACT and AIM if that's something that you're interested in, and can touch base with those BCBAs about those questions. The last thing we have parent training is mandatory. Currently we're doing a lot of that via telehealth because we're not in the clinic, but typically it is kind of a hybrid model in clinic and in home opportunities, and we have mandatory meetings at least once per month, if not usually twice or sometimes even 3 times per month. So that's a little bit about what makes us unique. Is there any questions that any of you all have?
So you said that we can observe doing like an FA. Are we allowed to do an FA with guidance?
Yes. So sometimes we will have multiple students that want to see an FA. So one of them may be the primary person who's doing the actual FA or FBA, and then we'll have some that will sit and observe as well. So there's multiple opportunities, and you can definitely observe that.
Can you talk a little bit about who from our program have stuck around with Ally and why that might be? Like, of all of our sites with whom we partner, Ally has the most graduates from our program. There's got to be a reason why.
Yeah, we have John. He graduated. He's at the Chandler location. I think Raquel has most of them up with her. If you want to speak to who you have up there.
Yeah, so we have a couple of ours did do the online program, but several of ours also did the in-person. We have 5 BCBAs right now, and all of them are ASU graduates, but I think we have Hillary, who was graduated in person, I want to say 2 years ago. And then we have who else? I'm trying to think of who was online and who was in person. We have,
I think Chastity was
in person as well.
Pilar.
And Pilar, yes, and she's one of ours who's highly interested in really expanding her knowledge in ACT and AIM as well. But yeah, so those 3 specifically did in person, but we do have 2. Oh dear, I smell something burning. I'm at the clinic. Let me pop out really quickly, just make sure everything's okay out there. I did hear a knock on my door. So Mariah, you can continue speaking just a second.
Yeah, so those are the ones that we have that have stayed, and then we each have interns at each location as well.
Yep.
Our Chandler intern is not staying because she wants to leave out of state, but otherwise she would have.
Mariah, one of the things that former students always tell me that they're excited about Ally about is that the collegiality, the ability to talk to other behavior analysts who either they went through the same program or have similar experiences, and your office spaces there in Chandler. I don't know if you recently moved buildings.
We are in the process. We haven't moved yet.
Yeah.
We're building out a suite that's going to be like 6,000 square feet. And so we're in a smaller suite right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, our office space right now, everybody kind of is able to interact with each other. So, you know, people can ask questions to all of us. So we kind of are free access whenever people want to talk. So it's kind of nice to have, even if you're not on a case with a certain BCBA, you can ask that question to that BCBA, and we all really jump in to help each other out.
Yeah, so those of you who like that opportunity to speak with other people who have been in the field for a number of years with diverse kind of interests, Ally has that in spades. So and then you've got, you know, Megan Tadvik and Kelly, who are also really kind of critical resources who you can bounce ideas off of. So I'll back out and stop talking.
Raquel, is there anything else that you wanted to add, or is there any other questions?
I don't have anything else. Sorry, we had a mac and cheese emergency. Water got left out of a mac and cheese and put in the microwave, so it's filled with smoke in here. So never a dull moment. And if you're clinic-based here at Ally, get lots of opportunities to.
Raquel, it sounds ripe for a task analysis.
Right? Yeah, a great learning opportunity here.
I have another question. How many hours are you looking for your students to be working?
That's a great question. I know, you know, I think, is it about around 20 that you guys are supposed to work, you know, and make sure they keep you on track. So that is absolutely our goal, to help keep you on track. You know, the nice part about us being primary clinic based is that, you know, there's not the, you know, ton of drive time or the multiple clients assigned where you're kind of ping ponging around. So that, you know, definitely I think also helps us be able to hit that target for you guys. Obviously, with things how they are right now, unfortunately, you know, with things being home-based, it is a little bit more typical to that community-based type. But again, you know, we want to prioritize and help you be able to kind of meet that deadline of wanting to get your supervision hours and finished in the time where you're able to graduate and study and test. Anything else? Any other questions?
You mentioned there's 2 sites. Are we at one certain site? Do you guys have us go back and forth to both sites? What do you typically do?
Good question. Typically, we assign you to a specific site and kind of have you, that way that you're able to really, you know, get settled there, have the opportunities to meet with the BCBAs that are assigned to that clinic as well. The clients, keep them a little bit more consistent. So we try and keep you in one location.
I have one more. I have a million questions.
No, that's fine. Please ask away.
So outside of doing direct care, what does supervision look like? Like, what other opportunities are we going to have? I know that you said that we can participate in reassessments and doing FAs and FBAs. Is there anything else that we would be doing to learn more about the other side of the job?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, there's definitely the yin to the yang of being a BCBA, and, you know, having those administrative type assignments really help you get, you know, an accurate picture of what, you know, the BCBA position looks like long term. So I think, you know, helping, again, like you said, with the you know, the assessments, reassessments, really writing reports, looking at doing progress reporting really making sure that you understand kind of how to accurately, perform the data analysis and whatnot for, the funder requirements. So really learning kind of that type of, work is what we kind of see, I think, when we come out of school and we say, oh my goodness, I didn't know, that was going to be part of it. Also, I think just getting some experience working with families. Sometimes our families are a little bit harder to work with than our clients. So really getting opportunities, learning how to talk to parents, how to hear about things that we did not anticipate that we were going to hear, those types of questions and concerns that we have to kind of handle, especially, you definitely wouldn't have to handle on a clinical director level like Mariah and I do, but being able to have those opportunities, because that is sometimes also really hard, making sure that you are building rapport with the parents, because if you just come at the parents with some parent training goals or, hey, let's sit down and learn ABA, you're going to see the glaze over their eyes and they're, not going to be interested in participating. So really learning kind of strategies to working with parents and families is also another, kind of thing that we, like to expose you to during supervision. So it's not so overwhelming when you get that BCBA paper and, certificate that says you're a BCBA, but, there's just all sorts of things that happen after that you have to learn about. So those are some other things that I really like to see, opportunities for group supervision, really getting together, and kind of also starting to work through the task analysis and studying in sort of a talk aloud. That's what I really like to do specifically with group supervision, is having people think aloud and talk out loud through different scenarios that are similar to what you'll see on the BCBA exam, and kind of doing it in front of your peers, because it kind of helps you work through it, and identify why the answers are correct and why the answers are incorrect. And, really, really working through that and kind of doing that in a think aloud method is how I really like to do that. So you'll have opportunities to do that as well in supervision.
That's great. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. Well, Raquel and Mariah, thanks for joining us.
Of course.
I'll have students send any subsequent questions either directly to you or to me, and I can shoot them to you.
Perfect.
And then you'll chat with Allie about the video. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I haven't recorded sessions before, so we'll figure it out, but I've got it recording, so yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for participating and the great questions. We hope you have a great day and hear from you soon.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.